Brought to you exclusively by Abu Garcia.
Hi there, everybody. How you doing? Oh, thanks. I like that. Hey, yeah, it looks good over the face.
This one.
That looks good over the face.
Where's the little one?
There is no little one. Why are you even trying to do that? We don't need the little one. We've got two big faces here and a lot of people chiming in. I hope everybody's having a wonderful night. I know this seems a little strange. This is a impromptu Ike Live going on here. Got Miss Rebecca with me. I hope everybody's having a great night. We're streaming this live a lot of places. So we've got the phones fired up here. We're going to be looking for some questions and comments and all that stuff. But first things first, great show brought to you by Abu Garcia. Shout out to Abu Garcia. Go to abu.com for more information on their wonderful rods and reels. But this is a little throwback. If we have people watching right now, and if you remember, how many years ago now? 2020.
There was a virus.
There was
stuck in our house.
There was a virus, and we were stuck in our house. Everyone was stuck. If you're looking at me right now, you were stuck in your house. We were all stuck, and it was, one of the things that came out of COVID is Becky and I did these little at the bars, and we're literally at the bar here tonight, and we're going to try to bring this back for you guys. We're going to try to bring it back through the Ike Live format. So, if you remember the old ones, we're at the bar, and what you do at the bar is you have a couple cocktails. So first things first, I know what you're thinking. God forbid you're thinking it's a Wednesday night, but
we have no rules around here.
There's no rules. So you can have a cocktail any night of the week. So
and your husband doesn't really spend weekends with you.
Right.
Cocktail during.
Right. Wednesdays are like Saturdays, and Saturdays are like Mondays, and Mondays are like Sundays. So they're all the same. But the beer tonight for me, guys, really a local brewery here, neck of the woods, down in Pittman Sewell area here in southern New Jersey. And if you're familiar with the Stay in the Car, Frank series of IPAs, this is an extension. This is called Frank the Tank. Had one the other night. Wonderful IPA. Not too hoppy. More of a citrus notes to it. Real nice nose to this beer. And I was taught this by a wine snob that when you're smelling your beer or wine or alcohol, I don't know if you know this, if you're watching right now, but the correct way to smell, to get the nose, they call it, she actually taught me that too. I just thought, smell it, but it's the nose of the liquor is to open your mouth. I keep your mouth open.
Not wide. It shouldn't be closed.
It shouldn't be closed, but your mouth should be open to let that air flow through. So real nice nose on this beer. So first things first, cheers to everyone if you're watching this on a Wednesday night. And cheers, babe. Love you. And
I made my Bartesian cocktail.
Bartesian.
It's the Keurig of cocktails.
It is. But what is that? So what are you drinking tonight, Becky? You want to explain this?
It was a
It's a gin.
It's a gimlet.
Gimlet.
It's a raspberry ginger gimlet. Not to be confused with anything else.
It's a gimlet.
Trying to say.
It's a gimlet. Well, I love the glass. One of the cool things about this here is at the bar, we've got, if you see the glasses in the back, a lot of cool glasses. And I think this is the appropriate glass for a gimlet. So that's a cool glass. But cheers.
I only buy glasses in fours. If they come in a set in four, I just buy four. We
break a lot.
Well, yeah, but like nothing matches.
Oh, nothing matches. No, we don't care. We're not like that. We're not snobby with our matching glassware and all that stuff. But cheers to you if you're watching. And again, I just want to stress, Wednesday night, we just put the kids to bed. We got 2 dogs roaming around. So
not really sure the kids are in bed.
Yeah, hopefully they're in bed. But whatever you're doing tonight, I'm glad you're joining us. So if you remember the old ones, we're really going to format this at the bar Ike Live like we did the old ones. And we don't have notes. We don't have a set guest. Nothing's very scripted here tonight. Just good conversation, just a great conversation. So if you remember back during the COVID times, we would
loose interpretation of great conversation.
Yeah, great conversation. We would just literally just kind of pull topics from the air, and then we would ask you guys to chime in as well. So, I think we'll do that here tonight, and maybe we'll start with some of the hotter topics in fishing right now. I think that's a good place to start.
Oh, and so everyone remembers the rules?
Yeah, what are the
rules?
When
the 1 hour timer goes off, we're done.
Mm-hmm.
So get it in the conversation in quick, because once the hour hits.
Right. This is no
we're old and we have to
old school Brian the Carpenter like live where they last for 4 hours.
We love you, Bryan.
Yeah, we do cut it off at an hour. But let's start with, I think, something more recent that just popped up, and I would love to get some questions. I'd love to get your comments on it. I've seen a lot already on social media, but want to talk about it here on Nike Live is the recent suspension of James Watson from Major League Fishing. Of course, a press release went out, I think, a couple days ago, 3 or 4 days ago, something like that. Basically saying he's suspended from competition over on the MLF side, the remainder of this year, all the way to next year. And let me also talk about the Bryan New disqualification from the last Open on Santee Cooper. Both those things happening in the same week. So, we've got a couple of the phones fired up here, but
we're watching your comments down here.
We're watching your comments on our phones here below us. So if you've got, I don't know, just thoughts or questions or concerns about those, rifle them through. I'd like to start with one, which is and Becky's going to monitor as these questions come in, but I would like to start with one, which is no matter if you're for or against the verdicts that came out, the suspension of James and the disqualification of Bryan New, whether it doesn't matter whether you're for or against them. I would like to state that it is unfortunate that those individuals really had no representation. We are stuck in a sport in professional fishing where when you sign that paper to fish for that league, and verify this, Becky, if I'm right or wrong. When you sign to fish the elites, you sign to fish the Bass Pro Tour or whatever, you basically sign a document that says whatever they want to do, they can do. Whatever they decide is right. And you have no real defense. Well,
okay. So
you have no real defense.
Right.
Real defense.
Right. So
you have no real defense.
To dig into it a little bit. So Bass does allow, it's not called a trial, but it's called a.
It's a Bass. So you could appeal. So Bryan New appealed the decision. And there's an appeals process.
Right. There's a jury of your peers.
There's a jury of your peers.
You don't get to select them, but they select some. They, I guess, try to pick generally unbiased people. So there is at least a process there.
Right.
But you don't get to bring anyone of your choosing. You better be able to defend yourself.
You have to defend yourself. You don't get a lawyer. You don't get to bring representation. It's a very and listen, this is on both tours, so I'm not singling any tour out. They are both
This is just informative for the fans.
Yeah, this is just for the fans. This is in my opinion, the way it's set up is they're both very unfair trials, unfair process. Whether Bryan New was right or wrong, he had to go in there and defend himself against, in my opinion, again, a lot of what you hear on Nike Live, is my opinion. So remember that. Bryan New had to go in and defend himself. I believe they already knew what they were going to do. Same thing on the MLF side. Listen.
Yeah, but he had other people there. So Bass came down with a verdict, and then he came before. I don't know how many people are on that panel. And then those, and they're other anglers and folks
they're
not on the tournament side of bass.
Yeah.
So you have to defend yourself, whatever. So the verdict came down, and he got what he got.
He got what he got.
And then the MLF side, I don't think there's any sort of.
I don't think there was a trial in James' situation. I think they just said, But again, the point I wanted to make, and then I want to get to questions, is if this was here's a better way to explain it to you. If this was professional golf, if this was baseball, football, right? The athlete gets representation through his own. He hires an attorney, or he gets representation through the league, not the league, the angler, or I said angler because this is what I'm wishing. Through the athlete group, he's appointed a lawyer, and they go in and he actually gets a real trial. This doesn't happen in fishing.
But what everyone needs to understand is
doesn't happen.
These guys sign the contract.
You willingly sign the contract.
You willingly agree to this
You
process.
willingly agree to the process.
And you pay for it.
You
You go, here's my money, and I'm okay with everything.
So if you've been an Ike Live fan for a lot of years, it's like a broken record with me. I'm going to use a word I hardly ever use. I'm so devastated that I've been professionally fishing for 30 years, and the anglers can never get their shit together enough to organize to create an angler group,
right,
where we can defend ourselves.
A lot of questions, so people don't know the stories of what happened. So Bryan's was, I guess, he was bed fishing, and he couldn't get the fish to bite. Must have been a big fish on the bed. And from what I've read in the articles, he then basically churned up the area with the motor and left so that no one else could catch the fish.
Yeah, Bryan. Yeah, he blew out of bed. Bryan willingly blew out of bed in a tournament, and it's a gray area, because you could look at it as unsportsmanlike, or you could look at it as fishing defensively. Depending on how you look at it.
I have to agree. That one's a tough one, because if you did it on top of somebody or next to someone to ruin their fishing, then you're definitely breaking the rule.
That's wrong.
The gray area is.
But if you did it when nobody was actively fishing for that fish, and you didn't think anybody was going to come in, and you're just saying, "Hey, I want to blow this up," so the fish is kind of messed up for an hour, and then I'm going to come back. That's fishing defensively. I'm not saying it's right.
I don't know. And we don't know the whole story. We weren't there. There's no cameras. So again, this is just what we've read in articles and heard from people.
Yeah. So that was
the Watson one.
The Watson one was I read over the release, and then I've also have talked to a couple real great sources. The Watson one was a little deceiving, because I think they added on stuff that wasn't really relevant to the situation. So I heard of some unsafe boat driving and stuff like that. I don't think that was relevant. In my opinion, the Watson situation was all about basically James voicing his opinion against the league, having some grievances against the league, grievances against changes in the format. And we've known James for a long time. But I've known James for a long time. He's gonna push buttons. He's gonna, cross the line. He's that kind of person, and that's what makes him James Watson. He's fun, and he's funny, and he's controversial, and
that's what brings people to the sport.
That's what brings people to the sport.
That's people that are different.
That's his character. That's part of his brand. But in Bass Pro Tour, MLF's opinion, they didn't like it. They thought he went too far. And instead of a fine, instead of suspending for a tournament, they suspended him for the season, for a year. So I think it was too much. I think it was not the right decision. But again, it's my opinion, right? It has nothing to do with the reality of the situation. But a lot of people are saying this is a Boyd Duckett versus James Watson situation. And would you agree with that, Beck? Would you agree?
Yeah, yes. But I personally struggle with the whole situation. like knowing more of the internal workings of MLF. I find it very interesting, and probably not the topic for this conversation, but I just so everyone knows, Boyd is the face of MLF, but he's also not the only, he doesn't like solely make decisions for MLF.
Yeah.
So I find it very interesting that, because I see all the commentary on social, Boyd this, Boyd that.
They think Boyd's the one and only.
Ruining the sport, or Boyd did this. Like, he isn't the sole purpose or the sole person who's making all the decisions.
Right.
But Boyd has never said, hey, it's not just me, it's this guy, and this guy making decisions.
He's never said that.
So for me, I almost am kind of like, wait, what about these other guys that are like part of the decision-making process that don't get slaughtered on social media?
Yeah. Yeah, that's
true. A whole other topic.
That's a whole other topic. And we won't talk about it, but you can very easily, if you're saying right now, if a big question mark just popped over your head, boing, and your eyes lit up and you're like, Becky's right. You can very easily, when we're done here, head on over to the Major League Fishing website, and you could look with your own eyes at who the decision-making team is there, right? You can see the list of names, and it's not just Boyd. There's a handful there. So
it's not a dictatorship.
It's not a dictatorship. There are other people there. Let's dive into some questions. I'm going to let Becky do it because I have to put my readers on. I'm embarrassed I even have to use these things. CVS, I think 3 for like $10. I got so many of these things laying around. Look at them. They look like old lady glasses. I don't want to wear these things. I'll let Beck read the questions. But
they said that we have to clean our camera lens.
Clean our camera lens. Does it look dirty?
It's a computer. It's not very
well. It's
not probably very good.
How's that? Worse.
Well, you like this.
I like the screen.
Don't put your finger.
Well, now it's got big like shiny things.
Use a paper towel.
I just thought I would use.
Right. I have no idea. I lost track.
Right. Still don't look good, but maybe that looks a little better. That actually looks a little better. I think that looks better.
But here's the other thing, because I saw some comments earlier, and you touched on it. Like, there's no recourse in any of these areas. And when the angler groups split from bass to ML, you know what I mean? Like when we did the split, that was the opportunity to actually have representation. And I think the ship has sailed.
Missed opportunity. It's a shame.
It is what it is now. So, because someone had brought something up like that, having representation. I
see some laughing emojis popping up. I could actually make that out. So hopefully we're making people laugh. That's good.
It's a lighting issue. I'm sorry, Sean. It probably is.
It's a lighting issue.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Look, we have it's like orbs.
It is like orbs.
Do you feel like you're in the club, Sean?
I don't know. Hold on. Let's mess with the lighting and see if we can figure it out. Oh wait, what did it do? Any better?
No. Oh. No.
All right. We don't know what we're doing.
We're not that good.
We don't know what we're doing. We're just dumb.
It's that one. Sorry.
It's that one. All right.
Back in the day, Bryan in the studio would just put a Post-it note.
Yeah, he would just put a piece of paper over it to fix that. That was the fix.
I'll stand here like this.
That was fixed. All right. I would love to have some more questions, but I can't read
Something
them.
about aliens. Fight it, Mike. I was your first guest on Instagram Live. Remember me, brother? The Great White Knight. Well, I like your name.
I don't remember, but that's awesome. I like the name. Yeah.
The beer on tap. Mike went through that.
Beer on tap. If you're just chiming in here, tonight we're doing this is a local brewery. This is Neck of the Woods Brewing, over in Sewell, Pittman, and this is the Frank the Tank. It's IPA, citrus, little floral notes to it. I think it's about 6%. 6.8%. It's good beer. It's really good. I like it. It's I like the hoppy beers. A lot of people don't like the hoppy beers. I really like the hoppy beers. Just to give you a little heads up, I know Becky really didn't want me to mention anything, but keep your eye out for a potential Ike collab beer coming soon. Very, very excited by that.
You can't keep secrets.
I can't keep secrets. I'm terrible at keeping
like
secrets.
Mike is never going to be the guy who's going to be like, oh, I had a bad day, and then get on stage and hold up like a bunch of 7-pounders. Like he can't.
I can't
do it. Like,
I can't do it. I can't do it.
So people want to know your opinion on the Lanier, the Touring Anglers Association forward-facing sonar.
Great comment. Question. Right now, like literally as we're doing this live, they have an event going on down on Lake Lanier, trying a new format or premise where it's anti-technology, right? Limited practice, like a 4-hour ride around, almost no practice, limited technology, no forward-facing sonar, no 360 technology, 2D side imaging, all that allowed. I like it. I like the format because, I think it's a good way to.
It's a fun one-off.
It's a fun one-off. It's a fun way to experiment with, the other hot topic in fishing right now, which is forward-facing sonar. It's so polarizing. Beck, is it not? Is it not?
Oh,
it is the most, I mean, I've been doing it 30 years and I cannot remember another topic that was so, you love it or you hate it. And there's not a lot of gray, but I like this tournament that's experimenting with this. And I think there's a place for tournaments with no forward-facing sonar. I think there's a place for tournaments with forward-facing sonar. So I like it. I like the premise of the event. I really do. I think, it takes a little of the old MLF when it was Major League Fishing before the split.
Figuring it out on the fly.
Right? No practice. Show up in the lake. I like that. I miss that. That was a fun part of it. So I like that.
You know what I like about it?
Yeah.
It makes it very relatable for like pros to fish, almost like the weekend angler or the recreational guy, the guy who signs up for the winter leagues or like the weekend local events or something. Yeah. You work, Monday through Friday. You don't have time to practice. You show up Saturday and you figure it out based off of kind of what you think they're probably doing. And like, it's very relatable to the everyday angler. I think part of what's happening and part of what's polarizing with forward-facing sonar, right or wrong, this is not my opinion, yes or no. What I'm saying is you've created this like massive separation from like the everyday guy isn't going to go out and buy this super expensive, like, and maybe they do, maybe they don't, but it is such a reach. It is such an expensive piece of hardware. You've really separated the tournament guy from the weekend guy. Where this tournament, like they felt it was very relatable.
Brings it back.
Not just that, but it like balances everything out, young or old. Because I think right now part of what the big argument, and it's very much become this like very angry on social media, because we all know on social media everyone wants to be like evil and hateful and like say shit they'd never say to someone's face. I digress. Yeah. But it's like the young versus the old. But it's like it balances. Like it doesn't matter how old you are. You're just thrown out on like figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah. I like it. I like it. I think it's good. And I think it will, show, I think it'll give a feeling for if, fans like that better, because I'm being honest. The other thing I like live is it's always our opinion. If you're watching right now and you don't agree with something,
it's okay.
It's okay.
And we're okay when you say everything. So you disagree with us.
It's okay. Fine because everybody should have their own opinion. I love that about living here. You can have your own opinion. But the other thing is we always tell the truth. And I should tell the truth right now and tell you that.
Wait, whose truth?
The truth. My truth.
Your truth.
My truth. As a fan of the sport, I am a fan. I hate watching it. I'm just being honest. Like I've tried to commentate. Bass has hired me to commentate. I did a couple of the, you do the lives with Bowman, when you don't make the cut, and you you're sitting there watching somebody just looking around for them.
Yeah, they're not.
They're just aimlessly looking.
It's very hard.
And here's the other thing though, but it's not just that. It's that when you're engaged in that forward facing, dude, you're like a robot. Like you have to be focused. So you're not talking, you're not animated, you're not casting, you're very focused. And it's boring. I'm just going to say it. It's boring. It's boring.
Let's be honest.
It's boring.
Bass has spent years, or all these tournament organizations have spent years trying to create a platform that's fan friendly.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it was hard because all they did was they came to the weigh-in. So now they've got live. They have, you can, bass track and they've got cameras on them.
Yeah.
So the whole point was to get this so that the fans could be more engaged.
Yeah.
And it's not, let's be honest, it's not very exciting. I mean, I have to be honest, like our 13-year-old's amazing with it, and he's really cool to watch as he figures it out and does it all. So believe me, I'm both sides of the fence.
Yeah.
But when you just watch during the day, you can tell they're struggling to come up with conversation to have like poor Ronnie Moore, Suchin, Zona. I mean, those guys are struggling and like Bowman.
Yeah,
you're staring at someone's butt.
Yeah, I'll make a prediction.
And let's be honest, anglers aren't Chris Hemsworth. Like, I mean, if it was Chris Hemsworth,
yeah, well, a lot of their asses are real dumpy. It's really terrible to even watch. But I'll make a prediction. A lot of I'll just make the prediction on the bass side. A lot of the commentators and announcers that we've come to love at Bass, and they're all my friends. Consider them all friends. Zona, and I'll put him at the top of the list. He's going to retire. He's going to get the hell out of this commentating really quick because maybe he won't say it, but I'll say it for him. He can't stand commentating.
Who can't stand commentating?
Zona. Zona can't stand commentating the forward-facing sonar stuff.
Wow. Are you speaking for Zona?
I'm speaking for Zona. He hates it too. But anyway.
So it's an interesting topic because this is an onion with so many layers.
Yeah.
One, there's the fan element. Then you've got the sponsor element because there's people making money off it. Then there's companies that are losing money off it. You've got, a generation that grew up video gaming. So maybe they're stronger at it. There's so many different facets to this conversation. There is no right or wrong.
I love that somebody just sent. I gotta call them out. What is that? Is that a dollar bill symbol? What is that? I can't even tell what that is. Oh no,
maybe it's a flag.
Oh, it's a flag. Okay.
So, anyways, that's you can't even like dissect that conversation easily.
Yeah, it's a forward-facing sonar. It's the biggest, most polarizing topic in all of fishing right now. I'm glad circuits are experimenting with different formats. Becky hit it on the head. I'll reiterate, some companies are making out like bandits because of forward-facing sonar. Some companies are losing.
They're hurting
because of forward-facing sonar, right? Jig heads, minnows, forward-facing sonar units, whippy spinning rods, win. Crankbaits, jigs, plastic worms. What the hell is a plastic worm anymore? Nobody even knows. Those sales are hurting, right? Flipping.
Hi, Charles.
Frog rod.
Sushi or no go. Sushi, yes.
Yeah. So there's give and take on everything. But again, because I can't keep my mouth shut, let me go ahead and say this. And honestly, this is the first you've heard this because like literally it's happening right now. And I'll keep it very broad. There is disdain from the pro side on forward-facing sonar. And there is a bubble brewing right now of anglers that are going to fight to get rid of this technology in the top leagues. It's happening right now, literally, as we speak.
Are you guys here for it?
It's happening right now. Now, listen, I am telling you right now, I'm not saying I'm for or against it. I'm the guy that's sort of stuck in the middle. But there are a lot of guys that want it gone. And
explain why you're in the middle, because that needs explanation. Well, Mike is an old guy. Forward-facing sonar innately is not his thing. He has to work hard at it. You know what I mean? But we have a 13-year-old who's coming up who loves fishing and innately is amazing at it. So within our household, we struggle and we don't ever want to talk negatively about anything relating to fishing in front of him, because
I want him
this
to
is
flourish.
his future and he needs to figure it out for himself.
That
is the short version of what we struggle with.
I'm in a weird spot. I stink at forward-facing sonar. I don't want to stifle change. I'm not anti-change. I am not that person that's anti-change, but just doesn't feel like fishing to me anymore with this, you know? I don't know. Let's change topics. We got a lot of viewers right now.
Changing the topic.
Let's get it. Real quick before we go on to the next topic. If you have a question or comment or something about
Kevin Van Cleve said you should buy Man's Bait Company. Did you know they don't make the stone jig anymore?
Yeah, Kevin Van Cleve. Yes, I would love to buy Man's Bait Company. We made the stone jig, and they're not making it anymore. So if you're a fan of the stone jig, I want to hear from you right now. Chime through. If you're a fan of the old Man's stone jig, it was a skipping jig, it was a flipping jig. You could swim it. Good versatile jig. I think there's a possibility that jig could come back. Maybe we could do it with missile. I'll have to talk to John Cruz about it. But stone jig, classic bait from Man's, not around anymore. Rest in peace. Should I pour a little out? No, I don't want to pour it out. I want to drink it.
I just want the person on, I don't even know what platform that one is, if it's Instagram, but my child learned how to fish without forward-facing sonar. So if we take it away, he can still fish.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. So the young, you know, and that's the other thing. I think there's a lot of stereotyping that if you're a successful young angler, you got to be a video game kid. And I think there are plenty of young, successful anglers out there that can do both. And let me also say this. I want to get close to the camera and make sure the young crop of anglers that we have in both tours right now, okay, in BASS and in Bass Pro Tour, and the elites in the Bass Pro Tour, young guys, name them all, Trey, Ben, name them, whoever. Guys, they would be fucking just as good, without forward-facing sonar, okay? I'm just telling you, I got no hate toward the young guys. You know, they're utilizing something that is allowed right now, okay? And I have no hate toward them. I think if the leagues took it away, they would be just as good. That's my opinion. So there you have it. Keep going. What else we got? Good question.
All right, so one, I do want, before we go too long, I do want to touch a little bit on the foundation. We've got a bunch of events coming up. We just had an amazing event out at the Classic. So for those of you that don't know, we stock lakes across the country. One lake that we stocked was in Tulsa about 1.5 years ago. And then they announced that the Classic was coming to Tulsa. So we held a kids event there, had an awesome event, whole bunch of kids, families out there. We did an AFCO cleanup of the lake. It was awesome. Super awesome. A lot of fun. We did it in the morning before the expo started, Sunday after launch, before it was jam that in. So anyways, super awesome event. We've got our youth tournament trail starts up. I think it's the 18th or 19th of May in Delaware is our first event. So check out the IkeFoundation.org. We've got awesome things coming. We've got a Kids Hook 'em Early event, which is geared towards kids that have never fished before in an urban area, Gloucester City. The Pro-Am, once again, I just heard our Bass Cat boat went into production. The Yamaha motor is going to be put on that boat. So someone is going to leave that event with a brand new Bass Cat with Yamaha on the back. We have got amazing prizes from like Lowrance, Power Pole. It's ridiculous, the amount of prizes. Yeah. But at the end of the day, your entry into the event is a donation to the Ike Foundation. Yeah. So yes, there is a chance for a boat, prizes, all that good stuff. But no one is profiting off of your entry fee. It gets rods and reels into the hands of kids, which is getting harder and harder because a lot of companies have tightened up. So we work really hard to make sure these events still happen within our Northeast area. And we support groups all over the country.
Nationally.
So if you question that, head to the website. We actually have all the groups that we donate to on a map. We show all these organizations, so hopefully people can find them if they're looking for them in their own area. A lot of stuff with the foundation. So please check it out, because none of this matters if we don't get the next generation into fishing and the outdoors.
That's true. And it's a good segue, guys. The first two.
Susquehanna River for the kayak tournament in September. We're going to make it happen.
Oh yeah, we're going to make that happen. Yeah. We've talked about a lot of things tonight on this live that are maybe not negative, but controversial. You've got the James Watson, Bryan New thing. You got forward face sonar, and I don't know. I feel like in today's world and society, there's so much negativity and controversy that it's nice to talk about something that's not like that. So I love talking about the Ike Foundation. I love talking about getting kids fishing. And listen, that's important, right? This other stuff will figure itself out. Hi, Dom. This other stuff's going to figure itself out. But getting kids fishing is something we got to do. And man, listen, if you're watching this, you can vent on social media. You can have your opinions, but you want to do something that means something. Take a kid fishing, man. Take a kid fishing. Volunteer to captain. Do a lake cleanup. Help stock a place that stinks. Do something that's going to help the next generation of anglers. I mean, that's really important. And we got to do it. We got to do it. Listen, I know more than anybody, life gets busy. You have work, you have your family, you have all these things, and it's time consuming. And, you can very easily run out of space to do stuff, but carve out some time and through the Ike Foundation. But even if it's not through the Ike Foundation, carve out some time to take someone fishing that's never been fishing, right? Take a kid fishing, take them fun fishing, bluegill, salt, anything, catfishing, freaking carp.
So somebody asked, how do you make a donation? If you head to theikefoundation.org, there's a place where you can donate. We even kind of spell out like what different monetary amounts, what that does, like how much that equips a child, what that gets them, how many kids it takes care of. Yeah. So if you head to theikefoundation.org, you can head over there, donate, and check out everything that we've got going on. And, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Questions, comments? There was another question. Oh, somebody asked about Billy Strings.
Billy Strings. Shout out to Billy. Yo, Billy. Yo. Yeah. So here's the thing about Billy Strings. If you're watching this, you know who Billy Strings is. You're a fan of his. I just want to say this, and this is honestly from the heart. Dude, Billy is the most down-to-earth, most genuinely good dude I know. One of the best dudes I know. And, he straight up, guys, loves to fish. And I've had the opportunity to fish with him a couple times. And it's refreshing to me when he gets in the boat, because I can see someone that loves it, that doesn't get to do it enough. And it comes through loud and clear. And I
think that's a handful of guys that you fish with.
That's a lot of guys.
So many athletes.
That's a lot of guys. It's a lot of athletes, a lot of people that are in professions that take them away from being able to fish.
They get to be a kid again.
Yeah, when they finally get out and fishing, it brings them back to reality, and it just brings them back to something they love. Billy's told me stories that he's been fishing since he was a kid. It brings him back to his youth. It's all good, man. It's all good. But if you don't know Billy Strings, when this live is over, Google you some Billy Strings, because he's amazing. Because listen, I'll be honest, like I was never a bluegrass guy. I was never into that kind of music until I took some time and listened to it. And that's a lot of things in life. You write something off because you haven't experienced it. So listen to it, even if you're not into that genre of music. Give it a listen. It's really good, and it's relaxing. It just puts me in a nice place. So shout out to Billy Strings. Yes.
Somebody asked if you throw glide baits.
Glide baits. I throw glide baits. So I straight up be honest with you here on this podcast and tell you that there are thousands and thousands of anglers out there that are really good. That's what they do. They are glide bait fishermen. They are big bait fishermen. I'm not that guy. I like it, and I use it, and I utilize it. But I'm not the guy that's all I do, right? I think it's a really cool segment of fishing. And I got to learn from some guys that are really good at it. Shout out to Keith Thomas. Shout out to Oliver Nye. Shout out to the Big Bait Posse, the Baileys. Shout out to all those guys. You have to find
Keith Thomas if you want the most beautiful glide baits ever.
Yeah, I've had some amazing anglers that have shared the boat with me that are really good at it. And it's a cool way to fish, but I am never, I don't think I'm ever going to be a one-dimensional guy. I'm never going to be the guy that only throws big baits. I'm not going to ever be the guy that only fly fishes. It's never, I want to do it all. I want to sample it all. So I love it. I think it's great, but I'm not a big bait, swim bait snob like a lot of people out there. I'm not that guy.
So somebody had asked, I'm just moving on. So somebody had asked, our kayak tournament the last couple of years has been on Lake Nakamixon. There is going to be a kayak event in the fall for the Ike Foundation, but we are moving to the Upper Susquehanna
River
because we want to
Ike Foundation kayak event September-ish.
September, October. We have to
September, October, fall time frame. It's going to be a great time to be on that Upper Susquehanna River. If you're watching and you like to kayak fish, keep us in the loop. We're going to have a date really soon. A lot of fish going to be caught. If you fished up there, 20, 30, 50 smallmouth in a day. Very common at that time of the year.
But if you want to get on a boat and go catch all those fish, check out Grateful Guides.
Grateful Guides. Shout out to Mike Breeding. Yes, and Andy. Shout out to those guys. Good dudes. Good dudes. What else we got coming through? I think we got about, 17 minutes left. So plenty of time. We've started enough topics. So at this part of the Ike Live at the bar, let's open it to you guys. If you guys want to talk about something, if you have a topic you want to talk about, shoot it through. I'll have Becky here looking at the...
There's been a gentleman all night that wants to see my underwear. I'm not showing you my underwear.
Can I show my underwear?
Mike will show you his. That's inappropriate.
Nobody wants to see my underwear. My underwear, terrible, probably. I don't think I've changed them in 3 or 4 days. So that's not true. But I will talk about this AFCO. Oh, wait, it's on this side. This AFCO shirt I've got on tonight. Man, it's very, it's nice, warm, and it's very nice fitting, and it feels good.
Somebody asked what Vegas threw at Acid Pink.
Vegas at Acid Pink threw a handful of baits, but caught all of his keepers on a swim bait, a 4-inch, 3.5, 4-inch swim bait, finesse swim bait.
Not a whole of them. What's that one?
No, he caught all his keepers on the swim bait.
Oh.
Yeah, but he threw other stuff. Threw rattle trap, threw crankbait.
Oh, someone asked when we're coming back to Maine. We're not coming to Maine, but we're coming to Massachusetts.
Coming to Boston, Mass. Where are we going?
Kittering.
Trading Post.
Something
Kittering?
like that.
Is it Kittery or Kittering?
I think it's Kittering.
All right, Kittering. Trading Post.
Thank you to Flambeau. Saturday the 27th.
Saturday the 27th.
Mike will have an appearance.
If you're up in Massachusetts, go to Kittery Trading Post store. Looking forward to it. I've never been to that store. It sounds like an amazing store. Going to be there talking shop, doing a couple seminars, hanging out. It's going to be a good time.
You can sign up for all Ike Foundation events at the ikefoundation.org. Going back to the Boston piece, we are gonna run up and do Boston on Friday. So if anyone has anything that we have to see or do, right downtown Boston.
If you know Boston, let us know. Yeah.
So please tell us.
Yeah,
we have a matter of hours.
Yeah, and listen, if you're watching this,
we want to eat good food and drink good drinks.
Yeah, Boston. If you're going to the event at Kittering, whatever it is, and you can if you have access to Treehouse Brewery beers, Treehouse, bring me some Treehouse.
So everyone show up.
Bring me some Treehouse beers and we'll drink in the parking lot.
Get on a plane to go home.
I don't care. We're drinking in the parking lot.
Mike's got me drunk on the plane.
Yeah, I'm gonna have her bombed on the plane. What else we got?
Me or you?
Oh, both. We could both be bombed.
Who's driving the car?
Oh, I don't know. We had to drive the car. Before the plane, you're saying? Before we get on the plane?
We have to go from Kittering back to
the airport. Oh, you're right. All right. Well, one of us will have to drive.
So just bring shots of beer.
Bring shots of beer. Yeah. Let's see. What else we got coming through here, Beck?
Oh, wow. Hold on. It is mon petit.
Very small. Yes, very small. By the way, real quick, I have a brand new regular Ike Live 2.0 coming up with John Cruz. Looking forward to it. April is Autism Awareness Month. Go check out Johnny Cruz's website. Also, Eli Delaney, good friend, lives up in Massachusetts. Also, have some great information on autism awareness. So can't wait to do that show.
It is Autism Awareness Month.
It is.
Did you just say that?
I did say that. Yes, April is Autism Awareness Month. So
when do you come back to the James River?
James River? Yes, love the James River, Richmond, Virginia area. Last time I was in, this is a true story, guys. I've never told this. Hold on one second.
Someone just talked shit on Lobster Troy. You don't have better lobster than Lobster.
Oh, someone's got better lobster than Lobster Troy.
You can send it to us and we'll compare.
Yeah, we'll do a taste comparison. Send them over here to us. Real quick story about the James River. I always used to launch at this little ramp across from Osborne Landing on the opposite side of the river. And I'd always hear these stories about giant, like turkey buzzards, like blackbirds, like big vultures that would eat the car, like eat the rubber on the car. I used to hear these stories and I thought, these dudes are messing with me. Like they're totally shitting me. Like
how many times did you park there?
And I used to park there a lot, all the time. 10 years I parked there. But the last time I fished the James River, I parked there and I had the new Tundra. I had the newly released Tundra. And none of my other trucks had a moonroof. And this new Tundra, beautiful, brand new Tundra, had this gorgeous moonroof. And it was this giant moonroof. And it had a rubber seal around the moonroof. Yeah. Well, by the time the last day of the tournament rolled around, I get back to the ramp and I go up there and I see giant birds on the roof of the truck. And I quick shoo them away. And I get up there and look, and they had eaten the rubber seal from the moonroof.
Carrie said there's signs.
Off of the truck.
Carrie, he doesn't read signs.
Are there signs?
Apparently, Carrie Short said there's signs. But listen,
I didn't know there's signs.
Here's the best part. The truck was so new that we took it to the dealership to try to have like the rubber.
I wanted the rubber fixed.
So they had to order an entire moonroof because it came as a kit, apparently. So then we get a call a few days later that the kit came in. The guy pulled out the old moonroof and like chucked it out and broke it. You know what I mean? Because it was like gone, and put the new one in. But it didn't come with the rubber seal. That was back ordered for like 2 months.
Right.
So we're like, well, what are we supposed to do? You could see right
you could see through. There's the air. You could see through the air, and it would rain, and I would be wet.
Sealed it.
So all of you that are watching that watch that infomercial, you know the guy. He's got a mustache. The guy's got a mustache, and he's
a great product.
He's yelling at you about this Flex Seal stuff. It's like tape, paint, everything in between.
It's
Q-tips.
so good,
dude. It's the bomb.
But here's the best part. So other people sometimes have to drive Mike's truck. So I had to put Post-it notes up on
you can't open the moonroof.
Don't open the moonroof.
The moonroof is flex sealed. Don't mess with the moonroof. It's flex sealed.
So, I mean, shout out to the Flex Seal guy.
Shout out to Flex Seal guy. Love your mustache. You know?
Yeah, that was, yeah.
Speaking of mustache, we've got 900 people watching right now. Without a doubt, to this day, guys, agree with me here or disagree with me. Grigsby for the best mustache ever. Shout out to Shaw Grigsby. I got to see him at the Classic this year. I miss Shaw. Miss hanging around Shaw. Dude, he hasn't aged. He hasn't aged. He is still Shaw's like an Asian guy. They don't age. Beautiful skin. Everything's perfect. But his mustache is gorgeous.
Yeah, Bryan loves it.
I love his mustache. Shout out to Shaw Grigsby. Shout out to his mustache. Great mustache. Very jealous of that mustache. Great. It's a great mustache. Ending come through.
I'll think a lot.
Okay.
Oh, I just got noticed that it's my bedtime.
Oh, it's a bedtime.
Y'all have 9 minutes.
That's so sad, isn't it?
I set my bedtime on my phone.
It's so sad that it's
Please tell me somebody else does that too. You're old when you set your bedtime.
But it's funny because we were actually talking about this recently. Like when you're in your 20s and you're, going out as a thing.
If you're watching this and you're in your 20s, I want you to party until you pass out.
Why do you pass out?
Pass out drunk, like pass out tired.
Yeah.
Like, stay up as late as possible.
Yeah.
Enjoy conversations that happen until 4 a.m. Like, do all that.
Well, you have the energy.
Because I'm telling you, like, I remember people telling me, like, oh, I can't wear high heels anymore. My feet hurt. Oh, my God. It's a true statement. It hurts.
Yeah.
Like, and you can't stay awake. Like, you have dinner and all of a sudden you're like, I'm going to bed before my children. Like, it's very embarrassing, but it's so true. Please, if you're in your 20s, your 30s, if you still have energy, stay up as late as possible. Do all those things. Have so much fun. Like, have the conversations till the hours of the morning, because at some point it's going to hit you. And at 9:30, you're sound asleep on the couch.
Yeah, but do you remember, like, if you're an old guy and you're watching, or old girl and you're lady and you're watching, I remember being in my 20s and you didn't even start thinking about going out and partying until it was like
11.
It was like 9, 10 o'clock, and you were doing. We would always call it pre-gaming. You get a little pre-game going on. Be a little pre-gaming. Be 9, 10 o'clock, a little pre-gaming. Show up at the bar or the club or wherever you were going. You get there at about 10:30, 11 o'clock, prime time. Go to 2, usually Philadelphia area, 1, 2 o'clock. Then you go keep doing stuff. You go to after hours club, or you go to the diner, or you do something. It's crazy. I couldn't even imagine that.
By the way, hi, Pete Iaconelli.
Pete.
Lansing, Illinois. Pete Iaconelli. Iaconelli. I would like to know, when you check into hotels, do they have you under the L's because they don't think that I and A could possibly be next to each other? So they put you under L.A.
Iaconelli. Yeah.
Just curious, Pete.
Yeah, true story.
We hope that the same thing happens to you.
True story.
When you travel.
Yes, happens. I would say if we book 50 hotel rooms in a year, 40 of the 50 times, they can't find us because it's under Iaconelli, not Iaconelli.
Well, we know to check.
Yeah, we know to check by this point, and it's okay. Yeah, there are a lot of other Iaconellis out there. That's pretty cool. I like that. Let's see. What do we got? Keep some questions coming through here. Beck, what do you got? And by the way, I appreciate it. We've had 700 to 900 people watching all night. I appreciate it. I hope you're enjoying this Ike Live at the bar, because they're really fun. It's not scripted. We get to just throw out stuff and talk. And of course, we get to have a couple cocktails on a Wednesday, which helps too. So it's been really, really amazing to just kind of come out and hang out with you tonight. Having a good time. I hope you're having a good time, Beck.
Pete said in elementary school, not in hotels.
Not in hotels, but just in elementary schools. It's okay. It's okay. I know your opinion on TAH.
So a handful of people are asking about the Lanier tournament.
The Lanier
just
tournament.
watch the earlier part of this. We dove into
that. I'll give you the quick version. We did talk about the no forward-facing sonar, a tournament going on in Lanier. Opinions on that. I think it's great. I think it's a good event to have, to see how it works and to see if that style event, people enjoy it, people like it. I think it's good. Definitely more tournaments that have different formats the better. You know, it's good to try some new stuff. So good on Lanier. You know, the irony of that, though, let me say real quick. The irony of the Lake Lanier tournament is that they've banned technology, forward-facing sonar and 360, because they don't want people looking at the fish, chasing them down, looking at them on forward-facing sonar. And all the guys doing good are looking at them on beds.
All right, so I'm reading comments.
Sorry.
Jerry, the Bass Cat Service guy's amazing. We love you. Thanks for watching.
Jerry.
Somebody
Love you,
asked
Jerry.
if I shut down the old version of Ike Live. I did not shut down the old version.
Brian the Carpenter can take credit for that.
Listen, everybody, after 10 years, it was really hard to coordinate monthly. Everyone's schedules got really tough. Dave driving night shifts. Everyone's schedule got really difficult. We are still going to have
We're still going to do, if you're a fan of the old Ike Live show with the old cast and crew, we're still going to do shows. We're going to try to do, 6, 8, 10 shows a year with the old format. So if you're a fan of that show, we're still going to do it.
Aiming for 3 to 4.
3 to 4. Okay.
Any chance we have to dress Pete up in a costume, we're jumping on it. So if anyone has costume ideas, reasons we should dress up other than Halloween, does anyone remember the early years where it was like Thanksgiving?
Everything. We would always dress up.
We dress Pete up in anything and everything.
Yeah. We like dressing Pete up. Yeah. Very fun.
We do love it. Brian can chime in here, I'm sure.
Very fun.
We love to see Pete dress up.
Very fun.
So this is somebody talked about something about like high school coaching. Someone was a high school coach. Anyways, it brings me back to some awesome conversations we had at the Classic. Talking with the BU guys, because some people that came up to them, and I think it was more parents asking, like, how do you coach your child? So let's be honest. When your kid gets into soccer, baseball, this, that, the other, like, you put them in a group, there's a coach or there's trainers, there's this, that, the other. It's not reliant on the parents. Fishing is very much based on the parents as coaches. And so many of us, I mean, I have to be honest, because I coach field hockey and I coach my daughter, and she's an absolute poop show when I coach. I don't think I'm a horrific coach. I'm actually pretty good because I had a few drinks, I'm going to be honest with you. But my daughter will not do a dang thing that I say. And so I love when she gets back with her other coaches at her club team because she excels so quickly. So I get that parents coaching is very difficult. Yeah. So what is, or what are the thoughts from everybody watching? Like, should Bass University, should the Ike Foundation, should Mike personally, like, do people want almost like, how do you coach your child, or what are techniques, or should there be seminars, or should we have more programs where there's like coaching involved? Like, so how do we bring up the next anglers? Because this topic came up a ton. Like, y'all might think I'm crazy, but this topic came up nonstop at the Classic.
It's a great point. I'd like to put my 2 cents in. I would love to see the colleges and universities that have bass fishing teams. I know a lot of them currently have coaches, but I would love to see that coaching scene really take off, right? So, like every, major college team that's out there has a coach, has someone pushing them to the next level, instructing. And, the interesting thing is that I don't think there's a one right coaching style, right? I think everyone coaches a little different. Everyone helps, teaches a little different. My coaching style is different than probably Gerald Swindle's coaching style. That would be
so harsh.
Different than
eating on the boat. You must keep fishing.
Yeah, I'm. So my coaching style, I'm intense. I'm fast paced. I don't allow for a lot of slacking. Like I'm the hard ass coach, but. But in a good way.
We have to turn on the music. We have to dance. We have to have a snack. Can you run mommy to the bank? I don't do that. Real quick.
I don't do that.
Vegas has won tournaments with me, so clearly my coaching style is okay.
I don't do that. But again, that's not the only coaching style. So there's coaches out there that are more relaxed. And, I like that. I would love to see more coaching in the sport of bass fishing. I really would. I hope that happens. Hope some of what you're talking about happens, be really cool. Hope it materializes,
Yeah, I think that would be good. What was there? There was a comment back here that I wanted to go.
By the way, anybody else, we still here and we got a little time left. I would like to know what everyone else is drinking tonight. If you're, and if you're not drinking, that's cool too.
No bananas on the boat.
Yeah, no bananas on the boat. But if you're drinking tonight, if you're having a adult beverage, chime in and let us know what you're having.
If you're having a non-alcoholic beverage,
that's cool too. Well. Whatever you're having tonight, cheers to you guys, and appreciate you chiming in. But let's find out what you're drinking here.
So those people who have tried to win the Manic Hat Monday, someone said, "What's up with the scammers?" I'm sorry, we cannot control them. We block them as fast as they pop up, and they come up 3 or 4. So we will never ask for your credit card information. Please don't fall for their scams. Like, if you win, we will never ask for money, payment of any sort. I'm sorry, we are trying to get rid of the scammers, but we can't.
Listen, that's the one thing about that social media machine is the scammers and the, I've made $1,000 off of like all those schemes. And then of course, all the porn chicks that get on there. Hi. No, hi. Get the hell off this website.
Why can we be friends?
Yeah, get the hell off this page. We can't help that. Those kind of people, the scammers and that stuff, they remind me, here's my analogy for that one. Stink bugs. You know how like you can't get rid of them? There's always stink bugs. Like, dude, it'd be like December, snow on the ground. You open something, stink bug. August, hot, heat.
We have some good drinks.
Sweat,
here.
Stink bug. You can't get rid of stink bugs. You know what I mean? They're all over the place.
We got a handful of mixes. We got beer. We got milk. We've got all sorts of stuff.
Milk stout.
Somebody asked if you have fished Shasta.
Lake Shasta. Mm-hmm. Yes, I fished Shasta like 1 or 2 times with Ish Monroe. Yes, I have. I've had one good trip there and one bad trip there on Shasta. So, yeah, I have fished Shasta. That's actually a bigger topic, which is, and somebody asked me this the other day, why don't we go out west anymore? And I would like to say, I want to go out west. I know it's more money. I know it's a big drive. I know all that shit. I hope bass eventually goes back out west. I love it out there. Clear Lake, Delta, all that stuff, the Havasu, all those fisheries, amazing. And it stinks that we haven't been out there in, how long has it been? Got to be over 6-7 years.
Yeah.
Got to be 6, 7, 8 years, maybe.
But just to spill the beans on how tournaments are taken to different locations.
Oh, yeah.
The location pays bass to come there.
Yes.
So if they can't pay what that amount, and I don't know exactly what it is, 100,000, 200,000. I don't know what it is.
Right.
But if they don't pay, then they don't go.
Right.
And so if you had one town in California or out west that could pay, like to do a West Coast swing, they need multiple venues. You know what I mean? Like they can't take you for one event. So it's all about the mighty dollar.
Right. That's true. Yeah. Unfortunately, when they pick venues, and when I say they, both leagues, it's not just one league. It's all the leagues. All the leagues. Yeah.
Fishing works.
If there's a list of 10 things, Becky hit it right on the head. If there's a list of 10 things why they pick a location, the money is number 1, and number 10, or maybe even lower than 10, is what the anglers want.
I mean,
I'm just telling you, I'm just being honest, right? You know, and here's the other thing. Why we're busting the balls of the tournament organizations.
Are we? We're just being honest.
Oh, we're just being honest. Okay. Why we keep going back to the same places year after year?
Because the
money. I know, but the money. But listen, it gets boring. Listen, I love Thousand Islands. I love it. I love smallmouths. But I don't want to go to Thousand Islands every year. I don't want to keep going back. I don't want to go every year to the same damn place over and over.
So listen,
change it up, man.
Hold on, I want to be honest. So that event came to Philadelphia in 2014?
14.
I know the guy who petitioned Bass. He worked with Philadelphia. He's the one who basically made it happen. So if you're sitting here and you're like, it should come to this place, if you know the right people who potentially know the people who have the money, so like the tourism, or the sports groups, like if you connect them, then there's a chance that it could come to your town. Right.
So you're saying there's a chance?
To what? I'm just saying there's people saying on here like I know somebody or should come here. Like if you actually know the person, then you should connect them with Bass. It's the only way it would ever come. Like we have gone cool places, like one-offs, but I mean, it's been years since we've been to Havasu, stuff like that. Yeah. Somebody mentioned Maine. I'd love to go back to Maine. I'd love to
go back to Maine. So fun. Very, very cool place. This has been a great live, man. I've had so much fun here. I like the fact that it's, very free and unscripted. I love the fact, Beck, that you're here with me, little sidekick. And it's been great to have you guys here with us. Real quick, we're going to log out here in just a couple minutes. We're over an hour, but we're going to log out here in a couple minutes. I would love to hear from you before we log out. Do you want more of these? Do you enjoy these Ike Lives from the bar? If you like these little live podcasts that we're doing, these lives, let us know real quick. Chime in.
This is the B3 bar.
This is the B3 bar. Yeah, let's see if we give you a little, maybe I can just give you a little look at the bar here. So we've got, I don't know. We've got
leg lamp.
All kinds of stuff going on over there. We got some games. If you look over here, we've got this is glassware going on over here. You want to take a look and see what we got in here. That's all the goodies in there. And of course, we've got some beer on tap right now. Looks like right now we've got Yards on tap, and that's it on tap right now. But we are down here at the bar. If you like this format, let us know. Chime in right now. I think we're gonna try to do these, Beck. We're gonna try to be regular again with these.
We're trying. We're
gonna try to give you a couple of these a month.
That miss Bryan the Carpenter, we do too. We are going to try to have Ike Lives with the whole crew.
Yes.
If you miss Bryan the Carpenter,
Bass Talk Live.
Bass After Dark.
Bass After Dark. I said Mark Jeffrey's old podcast.
He
I'm sorry.
Even know my children.
No,
so it's okay.
Yeah, no. Bass After Dark, right.
I said and you can check out him and Ken. They've got some show.
It's a great show. It's a great show. And I think they're on tomorrow night as well. So, and I think they've got a great topic. I think they're actually going to talk about one of the topics we talked about tonight, which is the suspension of James Watson and the Bryan New situation. They're going to talk about that, and they're going to go into way more detail than we went into. They're actually going to be intelligent on the topic.
They get all the opinions.
Oh yeah.
You guys are just stuck with ours.
Yeah, they're good. We're just a bunch of scrubs here drinking a couple beers. But I see some people saying they love they love the show. They love this format. I appreciate that. We have a lot of fun doing them. It's nice to come down here and chat with you guys for a little bit. Let me remind you, Ike Live is brought to you by Abu Garcia. Go give them a look. Head over to abugarcia.com. They got a lot of great stuff. The Xenon stuff is amazing. The rocket spinning reel, forward-facing sonar, or just fishing. 7-6 to 1 gear ratio on a spinning reel. Unheard of. Head over to abugarcia.com. Also, Becky talked a lot tonight about the Ike Foundation. If you want to get kids fishing, head on over to the ikefoundation.org. A lot of great information on there on how you can get kids fishing. Last but not least, beer of the night tonight was Frank the Tank, Neck of the Woods Brewing. Give them a look too. If you're in the tri-state area, try that beer. Super, super good. Great beer tonight. So, Beck, I had a good time. You had fun tonight doing that? It's really good. I'm glad we did it. We need to do more of these. We need to do a couple a month.
Yeah.
I think it's really good. But
Mike has to be home.
Yeah, I have to be home to do these. That's right. Well, together I have to be home to do these. I could probably do these live from a bar, like somewhere in the middle of nowhere.
Find like a random friend.
Yeah, like a random bar, like dive bar with motorcycle dudes. I'll probably get beat up or something like that.
Isn't that what Mark Jeffries used to do?
He used to do that.
He was the originator of the lives.
Mark,
and he used to do them from bars wherever the events were.
Shout out to Mark Jeffries. Listen, way ahead of his time.
Yes.
Back doing lives before lives were a thing. And
I remember having to take Mike. He's I'm at such and such because I'm
at a bar.
They've got an internet connection.
They have an internet connection.
Such thing as Wi-Fi back then.
Right. Yeah. And the funny thing is, he did them so long ago that he was doing these lives and people were like watching, and the tournament organizations were getting mad at him.
Yeah.
Because they thought he was stealing people.
But he was the only way that you actually knew what was going on in the tournament, because they didn't report live at events.
Didn't report live. It was a different world back then. Mark Jeffries was doing it first. Yeah. So shout out to Mark Jeffries. By the way, the whole Ike Live thing, it was Mark's idea. So we'll always love Mark for helping us make this thing. Yeah, he's bowling now, which is bowling's cool too. But shout out to Kyle Troop kicking butt out there on the bowling trail. Yeah. Every time I look over there, he's winning something.
We're just throwing names at you guys. You have to go check out.
Yeah, Kyle Troop, good guy, heck of a fisherman.
You're all going to go listen to bluegrass, Billy Strings, and then you're going to watch some bowling with Kyle Troop, because his hair is amazing.
Great hair, amazing hair.
He brings excitement to bowling, like Mike brought excitement to fishing.
Did I?
Many moons ago.
Nah, people hated me. I didn't bring excitement to fishing. They hate me.
All right,
guys. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.
We're going to log out. We will see you.
You have to play your exit.
I do. I have to play exit. We'll see you at the next one. We'll definitely keep trying to do these. So
we're going to send you out with a commercial.
Send you out with a commercial. Have a great night. Enjoy it. Be safe. Bye. Do you fish for excitement? Do you fish for passion? Do you fish to get outside? Or do you fish to win? Abu Garcia for life. Right now where we're standing, we're in Camden, New Jersey.
Yeah.
Philadelphia is right there. This is the concrete jungle. And, a lot of those kids, as they grow up, they don't fish. It's interesting because they're surrounded by water. The Delaware River, the Schuylkill, ponds, city park lakes. But they don't have the influence to cast, to fish, to have a rod and reel. And that became our focus, is to target kids in what we call non-traditional areas, urban areas, city centers, where the population's high, and let these kids have the experience. It's amazing. I mean, some of the experiences we've had, whether it's Central Park in New York City, here in Camden, other parts of the country, even just casting.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable to see it, isn't it?
Yes.
It's unbelievable.
Yes.
And you see these kids have this experience they've never had, and they light up, The big thing, I think, for the Ike Foundation is we're not saying we want all these kids to become professional anglers.
No.
It'd be great if some of them did, but we want them to have that fishing experience because it ties them to so many other positive things. The outdoors, nature, conservation. Ecology, all these amazing things in life that maybe they wouldn't have been exposed to any other way. We're trying to help with that. So it's important. It's important for us. Yeah. We're proud of it.
I subscribe to Bass U TV, and so should you. Great place to learn about anything you want to know about bass fishing. You get it at Bass U. We got the best of the best.
I'm not just an instructor, I'm a subscriber.
I'm John Cruz, and I am a subscriber.
You can always learn, and watching Bass U definitely helps with that.
It's something that I like to do, and it's definitely something that you need to do.
If I'm still learning, you should be too.
Subscribe to Bass U because you'll learn how to catch a lot more fish.
Ike Live, brought to you exclusively by Abu Garcia.